decided to put all of my DIY school supply tutorials together since this is the time of year for school. Subscribe if you haven't already, and please leave any comments below. So, here it is.
To make this soft, comfy notebook, you will need a notebook, some soft yarn, a type of adhesive, and some scissors. First, with your notebook, you're going to want to start at one corner. You will be using your yarn, starting at this point, guiding it through all the way around to the other side of the book, applying it with your glue. Then snip the end with your scissors. It should look something like this. Repeat this in front of the previous line of yarn and continue this over and over again until you cover the entire notebook. Then you're done. To make a matching comfy pencil or pen, just use the same materials. For the pencil, start by applying your adhesive to the bottom part of the eraser. Then wrap your yarn around and continue doing this all the way down to the base of the pencil. Then just trim off the end with a pair of scissors. Next, with the pen, you're going to want to take off the cap and trim off the excess tip. Then place the cap back and apply your adhesive starting from the base section of the cap. Then wrap your yarn all the way to the base of the pen. When you reach the bottom, just apply some more adhesive and place the yarn over top and trim it with a pair of scissors. Repeat this for the cap of the pen and you're done. To make this easy DIY patterned notebook idea, you will need a notebook, a pair of scissors, and some duct tape. First, with your duct tape, you're going to want to apply strips all along the front page of your book as well as the back. Don't worry about the excess tape hanging off the sides of the book, as we will cut this later. When you get to the side, just fold over the duct tape and continue. When you're finished, you can open the book and cut off all the excess tape around it. And that's it! To make a matching pencil and pen, just use the same materials. For the pencil, just grab a strip of duct tape with the size needed on the pencil and roll it onto it, and you're done. For the pen, take off the cap and trim off the tip on the end and place the cap back onto the pen. With a strip of duct tape, you're going to place it underneath the bottom part of the cap of the pen, all the way to the other side of the bottom part of the cap. Then cut 2 slits in the duct tape on the side of the base of the pen. Then open the flap. Then fold the 2 sides around the pen. Close the second flap and place the 2 sides around the pen again. Repeat this for the cap of the pen and you're done. To make a nice, elegant looking notebook like this, you will need a notebook, 2 solid colored pieces of paper, a type of adhesive, some Mod Podge and something to apply it with, some lacy material, and a pair of scissors. First, with your book, you're going to take your type of adhesive and place it over the entire front area of your book. Then place your solid colored piece of paper on top of it, covering your front page. over your notebook and repeat this for the back. Then open your book and cut off all the excess paper on the sides with your scissors. Next, cover the entire front page of the book with your Mod Podge, and then place your lace material on top. Next, cover the entire front of your page on top of your lacy material with your Mod Podge. Then let it dry completely, and once it's dry, you can cut off all of the excess material with your scissors. And that's it! To make a matching pencil and pen, just use the same materials. First, with your pencil, you're going to cut a solid color piece of paper to the size needed for your pencil. Then cover the pencil area with Mod Podge and roll your paper around it. Then add more Mod Podge and more lace material around your pencil. Then give it a last coat and let it dry completely. And for the pen, you're going to want to take the cap off the pen and cut off the tip on the side. Then place the cap back on. Next, we are going to paint the bottom area of the pen with our Mod Podge, starting from underneath the cap. Then, with the strip of paper, we are going to place it underneath the cap, all the way around to the other side of the pen, back up to underneath the cap, leading together. Then we are going to cut 2 slits in the paper, one on each side of the base of the end of the pen. Then open up the flap and wrap around the 2 sides on the pen. Now add more Mod Podge to the flap. Then fold the flap back over and fold the 2 sides onto the pen. Now you can do the same thing for the cap. Then repeat this entire process with your lace material. And finally, add a final coat of Mod Podge onto the base of the pen and the cap, and let it dry completely. And you're done! Things you will need to make these DIY pencil cases are wrapping paper, clear packaging tape, scissors, and your choice of a Ziploc baggie, Velcro strip, or zipper. First, with your wrapping paper, you're going to want to cut out a piece that is 2 times the size of how large you want your pencil case to be. Flip over your paper and then cut long strips of your clear packaging tape the same length as your wrapping paper, and place your strip at the back of the wrapping paper. Continue doing this to the entire backside area of your paper until it is completely covered with tape. Next, flip your paper over and trim off any excess tape you may have on the sides of your paper. You should now have something that looks like this. Next, we will make a slight fold onto the back of the paper on all 4 sides. Then we will hold it in place by placing a piece of tape on top. And once all 4 folds are taped, we are going to fold our entire piece in half. Then cut 2 more strips of your tape and place them on each side of the pencil case, holding the 2 flaps together. It should now look something like this. And finally, we can add our seal to open and close our pencil case. To use the baggie method, cut out the Ziploc, leaving some space around it. Then tape each side of the Ziploc onto each side and the inside of the pencil case. It should look like this. For the Velcro, just cut 2 pieces and peel off the sticker and place them on the inside rims of the bag, making sure that the material is different texture. It should look something like this. And for the zipper, take each side and tape it to the inside rim of the bag. If trimming a zipper, make sure you tape the end before cutting it off so that the zipper does not come apart. It should end up looking something like this, and you're done! To make these emoji USB sticks, you will need some white air dry clay, some Mod Podge and something to apply it with, a USB stick, and some acrylic paint in the color of your choice. First, with your air dry clay, we are going to break off a piece the size of your choice to color it. First, roll it in a ball, then flatten it and create a dent inside, and choose which color acrylic paint you'd like to use to create your color, and add it to the center. Then fold over your piece in half and push it down. Continue folding over in half and pushing down until it's all combined. You can always continue adding more acrylic paint if needed. Repeat this in other sizes and colors you wish to have. Once complete, you can wrap each individual one in saran wrap. This keeps the clay from hardening when not in use. You can put it in a Ziploc baggie and or an airtight container to keep it in storage. Now we can start modeling our clay onto our USB stick. If your USB stick has a case on it, you can just slowly take it off. There's usually cracks around the case that you can just carefully pry open with something like a pair of scissors and carefully open it, pulling it apart. Make sure not to mess up the wiring. First, we will work on this emoji. It helps having a picture in front of you to decide where to place things. We will start with a yellow ball of air-dried clay to a proportional size of where you will be placing it. First, with your yellow ball, rip it in half and create 2 smaller balls with it. Then, flatten each ball out using the palm of your hand or a hard flat surface such as the bottom of a cup. Make sure they are about the same size. Then place it onto your USB stick, making sure not to touch the part that's going in the computer. Then press it down lightly. Then carefully flip the piece upside down and place your other circle on top. Press down, making sure the USB stick is sandwiched between the two. Then you can just pinch around the circle, closing the gaps and forming your head. If you notice any cracks on the surface, you can rub a little bit of water onto it and seal it up. First, we will make the one eye that is open. For this, take your white clay and form it into a small ball. Then flatten it out and place it onto the face. When applying one piece to another piece, rubbing some water will help the pieces stick. Repeat this step again, except with the color black, and into a smaller size ball. Then stick it onto the white eye in the center. Next, for the other eye, we will be using light brown clay and rolling it into a ball. Then roll it up and down to give it a small stick shape. Pinch the ends and fold them downwards. Then apply it to the face next to the other eye. Next, for the mouth, repeat this step again, except in a larger size of the light brown color. Then when applying the mouth, gently press it down to form its shape. Use pink colored clay for the tongue. Roll it into a ball and then roll it back and forth to create a small stick shape, flatten it out, and then cut off the tip. Applying it to the mouth, place it just under the brown area at the top. And then let it air dry completely. And once done, you can add on your Mod Podge and let that air dry completely, and you're done. Next, we will make this emoji with heart eyes. We will be using the same method as we did to make the last face. Form the mouth just as we did as the last one, using the light brown clay. Then for the eyes, use 2 red balls and flatten them. Then pinch the sides and bring them upwards. Flatten it again and pinch the bottom and indent the top. This creates the hearts. Then arrange them in place on your face. Let it air dry completely. Then apply your Mod Podge and let that dry completely. And you're done. And next we will make this laughing tear-eyed emoji. Use the same structure for the head as we did before. And with light brown clay, create the mouth as we did before as well, except not molding it on the face yet. We are going to create the teeth by using white clay. Roll it up into a ball, then roll it back and forth to create a stick shape. Then cut the ends off so it's slightly smaller than your mouth. Then flatten it out and place it just under the top area of the brown mouth. Now put that smile on your face. Next, for the eyes and the eyebrows, you're going to want to use light brown clay and roll them into 4 small balls. Then roll them each back and forth to create a small stick shape. Then pinch the ends, fold them downwards, and pat it down. The eyes have more of a curve than the eyebrows. Now apply it to the face. For the teardrops, make 2 small blue balls, flatten the mouth, pinch one end, then place these 2 teardrop shapes onto your face just at the corner of each eye. Then let it dry completely. Then apply your Mod Podge and let that dry completely. And you're done! Next, we will make the poop emoji. Use dark colored air dry clay and roll it into a large ball. Then roll it back and forth to create a long snake-like piece. Now lay it across your USB stick at the bottom, leaving a space of poop. Gently press it into the USB stick and continue wrapping the string of poop around it. Gradually make smaller wraps as you go up until you reach the end. Flip over the poop and pinch the gaps and flatten the mouth. For the mouth, use white air dry clay and form it the way we have for all of the other mouths. And for the eyes, use 2 white balls, flatten the mouth and then pinch the centers to create an oval shape. Then apply it to your face. Repeat this step again, except with black air dry clay in a smaller amount. Then place it to the center of the eyes. And let everything dry completely. Then apply your Mod Podge and let that dry completely. And you're done! Things you will need to make your emoji pencil case are a pencil or pen, some scissors, a glue gun, a large Ziploc bag, some material, cardboard, and 2 emoji pictures that are either printed or just drawn yourself. First, with your printed or hand-drawn emojis, you're going to want to cut it out with your pair of scissors. Next, with your piece of cardboard, you're going to want to trace around both of your emojis with your pencil or pen. Then cut them out with a pair of scissors, or an X-Acto knife if you prefer. With another piece of cardboard, you're going to want to cut out a long rectangle to the width and length you want your pencil case to be. Next, with your piece of material, you're going to want to glue the entire rectangle into the center. Next, with your other two cardboard pieces, you're going to apply glue all the way around it on the rim. Then place them vertically on each side of the rectangle. Then wrap each end of the material around it to meet towards the center. Then you can trim off the excess material on both sides of the cardboard pieces with your scissors. Then with your large Ziploc baggie, you're going to cut above the Ziploc and below the Ziploc. Next, you're going to attach the Ziploc on one side to the inside of the bag on the rim. Now apply glue to the other side of the zipper and seal it up with the other side of the fabric onto the rim. Next, with each of your emojis, you're going to glue them on each end of the pencil case onto the cardboard. Then you can just add your pencils and pens or whatever you'd like into your pencil case, zip it up, and you're done.
Things you will need to create a social media notebook are a notebook, paint and a paintbrush, scissors and an X-Acto knife, Mod Podge, and a printed picture or hand-drawn social media icon. First, with your social media icon picture, cut around it into a square or a rectangle shape. Next, with your notebook, you're going to want to glue your picture onto the center crease line of your notebook using your Mod Podge. If the center crease line of your notebook has coils, place your picture where it needs to be and mark lines at each coil, and then with your scissors cut a slit on each line. Then you can glue it on. Once your picture is pasted and your glue has dried, you can take your X-Acto knife and cut around your picture, removing all the excess paper. And once that is done, you can take paint that matches your icon picture and start painting it in. And once complete and the paint has dried, you can then put a layer of Mod Podge over top to give it a nice finishing touch. And then once it's dry, you're done! Thanks for watching! Subscribe to my channel to stay updated with my latest tutorials.